Today in the Lab, we're going to be taking a look at building a Time Fusion Dragon. So this isn't going to be your standard build tutorial with step-by-step photo animation type thingies. Instead, I'm going to be breaking down each part of the dragon for you, and I'll let you assemble it from there. It's not going to be a complete how-to, but you should be able to figure out how to build your own time dragon nonetheless. There'll be a part list in the description as always, of course, and I'm not going to leave you completely in the dark. So let's start our breakdown with the heads. Now, as you've noticed, the top two heads are exactly the same, and the bottom two heads are also the same, so we're only going to be looking at one of each. So we'll start our breakdown with the orange head, which of course is almost exactly the same as the red head, the only difference of course being in the colors. And these two are almost the same as the heads that are found in the Fusion Dragon, so if you know how to build that, this head shouldn't give you too much trouble. The only major change I made was that on the bottom here, I replaced the two tooth pieces with a 1x2 black tile with a stud on top, which will allow you to put the time blade into the dragon's mouth. I also moved one of the tooth pieces to the back of the jaw here, because that will keep the mouth from shutting all the way and accidentally knocking the time blade out. And we'll just take a look at the head here to show you the different pieces. As you can see, it's very similar to the head found in the Fusion Dragon. And for the plates here, I actually did just like the Fusion Dragon and used 3 1x2 plates, because in orange that was the easiest color to find them in. And on the bottom here, I swapped out those inverted slope pieces for a 2x3 plate, because otherwise the top heads would have collided with the bottom heads, and your time dragon would have had the top two heads angled up like this. Not a good look. So with that aside, let's move on to the lower head. Now this one we're going to have to take a little bit longer of a look at, because I swapped that up quite a bit from the heads on the Fusion Dragon. Now of course the lower jaw is exactly the same as the other two dragon heads. We have that same 1x2 black plate with a stud on top, which allows us to hold the time blade in place, teeth at the back of course. So we'll just pop that off. And the slopes are in place here because this is one of the lower heads, and it's exactly the same as the ones in the Fusion Dragon. I just swapped the red out for green. And I also did that one is a green 2x3 plate because, well, that was easier for me to find. Anyway, so for the top here, what I did was I placed one of the Nexonite pentagonal shield pieces over top of, and a slope, and a 1x2 slope, over two 1x3, or what are they, 2x3? 2x3 angle plates, and above that, a darker colored piece. See, this dragon's head is green, so I used a dark green. For the blue dragon head, I used a blue plate, and of course, some dark blue. Of course, the nose stayed exactly the same. We have these two weird pieces, and then the two black studs, and the teeth. And of course, underneath this plate here, which I'll pop up, the head is also exactly the same as the Fusion Dragons. We have those 1x2 clips, and we have the joint pieces, and all that other good stuff. I just realized maybe I should show you how to put this thing back together. So I'm assuming you would know how to do the Fusion Dragon part of it, since that's exactly the same. Then we'll just add on this plate here, put on the nose pieces, add in the angle plates, pop on the slope, and drop that shield into place, and of course add in the lower jaw, which, like I mentioned earlier, is exactly the same as the one in the top two heads. And there's that head done. So let's move on to the tail. There's two. So the time dragon has two tails, but since they're exactly the same, we're just going to set one of them aside to make it a lot easier to focus on the one we're talking about. So for the tail, it's pretty easy, and you probably don't need me to point this out, but it uses a colored cheese slope on top of a jumper plate of the same color, on top of one of these double joint pieces, on top of a translucent 1x2 plate, which could be any color you like. I mean, if you'd rather use all solid colors, you could use that too, but I prefer the sort of energy look that this has. And of course, for the tail here, we used one of these 1x2 end ball joint pieces, and then on top of that, we placed this weird cutout slope type thing here, then a little black clip, and a red spike. And underneath that, we used just a plain black plate, although that wasn't strictly necessary, and it probably makes the tail look a little bit thicker than it has to be. In fact, for best results, we could probably just leave that off. So let's move on to the front legs. So the front legs are the exact same, only mirror image, so for now we'll just take a look at one of them, and we'll do one at a time. Now, as we can see here, there's the standard foot that every single dragon I made uses, well, pretty much every single dragon. It has those bad robot arms here with red spikes, and then it's connected to this dark brown ball joint. And let's take a closer look at the pieces that make up the leg. So of course up here on this hinge piece we have this black slope. Then right there we have this black pentagonal shield, and then a red plate. And if we pull that off, there's this black slope, and we can also remove that to reveal a 2x4 plate underneath, which is what really holds the leg together. I mean, besides the black 2x6 underneath, which is what the Fusion Dragon also had. Just thought I'd point that out. Now, the leg started out based fairly similarly on the Fusion Dragon idea, but of course, as you know, I hate those forelegs, so I had to swap it up a bit. So this is what I came up with. So I used that same 2x2 angle plate design. I just shortened it a bit. And then of course we have headlamp bricks here with cheese slopes, and we have this hinge plate, and of course there's the gunmetal side sticking out. And then of course we have this weird slope piece over here. I know I refer to a lot of these slopes as weird, but hey, let's face it, they're odd shapes. Okay, so to put the leg together, we're going to start with the black 2x6 plate. We're going to put on that weird slope. Then we're going to take that hinge piece, and we're going to pop it on the upper two studs there. And then we'll put down this red plate, and then add in that angle plate and another red plate. Add in the headlamp bricks with cheese slopes. Put on the joint piece with the foot attached, or maybe not attached. Maybe you want to put the foot on last. I don't care. Just get this thing built, man. Okay, then we're going to take this 2x4 plate and put that on. Now there should be a 1 stud gap on the end of the foot here. The reason for that is that we can tuck on this 2x2 slope. And then we'll put on this black slope here. It's a 1x2 cheese slope. We're just going to put it on to cover that unsightly gray. Then add on this pentagonal shield, and there should be a little gap here so that we can put in the colored plate. Boom! And that gives us a nice dark leg with a little band here and a little spike coming out of the elbow. That's a neat look. Now for the orange one, or like I said before, you could color these whatever color you want, but I'm going to do orange because I think it's neat. You do the exact same thing, only in mirror image. So we'll start with that 2x2 plate, and we're going to put that little ball joint on the end, add on this slope, put on this little hinge piece, and I'm just going to leave the cheese slope on because that seems like a fairly obvious move. Then we're going to put together this little angle plate here and attach that on. Add in the 2 headlamp bricks with cheese slopes. We'll take this 2x4 plate here, boom, put that on. Take the slope, boom. And let's put on the 1x2 plate first this time. Just pop that on. And then the shield. And of course, don't forget to throw that little sign there. It's a nice little detail. And that finishes up the front legs. So let's move on to the back ones. So just like the front legs, the back legs of the Fusion Dragon are exactly the same. And they are based heavily on the original Fusion Dragon design. So, like before, we'll break them down one at a time, starting with green, because why not? Now, just like the regular Fusion Dragon, we start with this black 2x3 plate, put on this little click hinge here, add on an inverted 2x2 slope, put on that ball joint with the foot, then put on this black 2x2 slope, boom. Then we'll take this little dark gray anger. It's not angry, it's a happy little plate. So we're going to take this little black 2x2 angle plate, and we're going to pop that on. It's a little bit hard to find, and you could probably just swap that out for a piece without that cutout. Although I think the cutout just makes it look a little bit neater. And then of course we're going to take the colored slopes, green for this leg, and just pop them on. Now for the leg with blue on it, that's the same, only in mirror image of course. When we put the hinge onto that 2x3 plate, we're just going to put it like this on the other side. Add on that inverted slope piece. Then we're going to take the regular slope, put that on in the opposite way. And then we're going to take that foot and the ball joint connected to it, which is what we'll be really attaching to the leg, and put that on. Then of course the angle plate. And then these little slopes here. I really don't know what to call them. They're like 1x2 slopes, something. Whatever. It's not important. And that finishes up the back legs of the dragon. So, let's move on to the wings. Let's start our breakdown of the wings with the right wing, or the left wing, depending on which side of the dragon you're looking at. I don't know. It's the wing on this side. Whew. Okay, with the ball joint on this side. So, let's start our breakdown. Now, I would recommend that if you can't make this, just make the regular wing for the Fusion Dragon, and swap the colors out. you won't get this cool hinged effect, but really, if it saves you from some frustration and you don't really like frustration, then feel free to take the easy way out. But the rest of us who like a little bit of a challenge to spice up our mundane existences, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take this thing apart and put it back together. So, we're going to start with a black 2x3 plate and pop on that ball joint. We're going to take a black 1x1 plate, put that on there, then take a round 1x1 cylinder of it, the color of your choice, and we'll put that on too. Then, we're going to take this piece here, that's a black 1x1 clip, put that on, and attach one of these silver weapon type things to that. Then we're going to take this red hinge piece and put that in that space there. Then on top of that, we're going to add in this little 1x2 plate with a black wing piece attached, and I just added in the 1x4 plate there because why not? You know it's going to go there anyway, so put it in. And then we're going to take one of these little black 1x1 plates and just lock that gap into place. So in this other part of the wing here, what we're going to do is take one of these black 1x2 inverted slopes, put that underneath, then take one of these gray hinges and attach it to there. It should extend out by 1. There's a reason for that, and the reason is that that's how I designed it. So do it. Then we're going to take one of these black wing assemblies here, then we're just going to put that on the end here. Working on this furthest one out here, we're going to attach a black 1x1 plate, and also one of these 2x2 angle plates, and it should be a left one or right one. I don't know. I think it's a left, but it should look like this. Then we are going to take our last hinge piece here, and it should also be gray, just because that looks better. Then we're going to put that on top. Boom! And then on this, then we're going to take another one of these black inverted slope pieces and attach it underneath. And then we're going to grab this last wing assembly here and just put that on. And then now all that remains to be done is to lock the wings in place. And to do that, we're going to take our last hinge piece here. It's a red one. Yeah, if I said that the other one was the last one, I was lying. I didn't mean to, but I did. So there. Then we're going to take this black 2x3 piece, put that here to lock that in place. Grab this angle wing plate here. I believe it's the right one. Then we're going to take it, put it on top. Oh, wait. For decoration here, we're going to take one of these black clips, and with a dark gunmetal gray type slasher blade thingy, we're going to put that on. Then after that, we're going to take this red, we're going to take this red plate here, and it should be the one, I believe the left one. I'm going to call it the left for now. We're going to put it on, and the idea is that this will stop the wings from closing all the way. Then we're going to take this black tooth piece and put it on top of that, and it should be on the very end here. It's like that little fang type thing that a lot of, or hook type thing that a lot of dragons seem to have on the end of their wings. Just makes them look super cool or something, I don't know. I'm not a dragonologist. Then we're going to take one little slope here, the last one, boom, lock that into place. And for the last wing, oh, we should probably take care of that. We'll take a 1x4 plate, put that on top, then take this last angle plate here. Well, the last for this wing. There are 2 more, because we still have another wing to do, right? Okay, and then we'll make this little assembly here, which is really just a black clip with a stud, put on a slope, connect it onto the wing, and that part's done. And this thing, of course, we just pop onto the wing, whichever way looks best. Ooh, no, that looks awful. We're going to put it on this way. Yeah, that's a little better. And that wing is done. Alright, so now let's work on the left wing, or the mirror image of the wing we just finished. So to do that one, we're just going to take our trusty black 2x3 plate and our trusty little dark brown wing hinge click piece thingy. It's not a click piece, it's a ball joint. Then we're going to take a red 1x1 cylinder and a black 1x1 plate and pop them on. Then we're going to take this silver blade. I used 2 silver ones because I didn't have time to order 2 more gunmetal gray ones, but of course if you have gunmetal gray or even black, that would be cool too. Okay, and of course like before, we attach it to the clip and put it on the little wingy thingy. We're just going to put that on the wing here. Then let's add a little slope underneath. It's a 1x1 inverted slope. Then we're going to take this gray 2x2, 1x4, whatever slope, and put it on here. Okay, then we're going to take this wing assembly here. It's the one with the 1x2 plate and a wing piece, and then this 1x4 piece. I'm just going to put that on. Then we're going to take this wing assembly here with a black 1x4 piece and a black wing, and just attach that on here. Really lock that inverted slope into place. Then for the wing over here, this little gray hinge, we're going to add in this right 2x2 angle plate. Put that on. It's a little precarious, so let's sturdy it out with this little inverted slope piece underneath. So then we're going to take this little black 1x1 clip with a gunmetal gray angle weapon blade thingy. Put that on. And we are going to add in a 1x1 black plate, and we're going to put that on this wing here. Then we're going to take this gray hinge here, put that in place. We're going to take that black 1x1 plate, pop that on, and then we can put on this last and final hinge piece. Trust me, it's the last one the dragon uses. Unless you're watching this video all out of order, in which case it's the first one. So we're gonna put a black 2x3 plate, boom, lock that in place. And just to help sturdy it out some more, we're gonna take this black angle plate and we're going to put that on top. And of course, we'll add in this little red plate here. And we'll take our last wing piece here, which as you can see is fairly easy to make. Then we're going to take our little last 1x4 red plate and this last angle plate here, pop that on top. Then we're going to take this red left or right angle plate. I really don't know. Just match it up to the one I'm holding. Don't listen to what I'm saying at all. Seriously, don't do it. Okay, put it on, and then you can slam your wings together. Then take this little black tooth piece, put it on to give that little dragon a little tooth thingy on the end of his wing. Then of course this red 1x2 slope just to lock that tooth in place and give it a better look. And of course we'll make this assembly here, which is a 1x2 black clip with a gunmetal blade, slope on top, and we'll put it on. Now, come to think of it, it actually looks a lot better right here, but if you'd like, you can stick it out on the end of the wing. I'm just going to leave mine right here. And then you can flap your wing to your heart's content. So last and certainly not least, especially in size, because this thing is pretty hefty, we're going to do the body of the Time Dragon. So, you know what? Honestly, this build has really gotten to me. You know what? I think I'm just gonna do a stop motion one for this one. I don't think I have it in me to keep going. Like, the wings really just took it out of me. Let's do stop Dragon build is finished. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, and do all that other good stuff. And if there's anything else you'd like to see me build, please feel free to leave it in the comments below and I'll add it to my list, which at the moment is quite substantial, so it might be a while before I can get to your design. But rest assured, I'll do my best to make it for you. I think that's about it, so let's get out.